Welcome everyone to this special edition. Please remember to share the link, invite your friends. It's showtime today. This is the World Speech Day, Accra edition. We're starting at 2 p.m. Please kindly keep sharing this link to invite your friends and your network to come and listen to the unexpected voices. All right. Humanity is at a crossroads. And today we want to throw the spotlight on our virtual encounters. Today's edition of World Speech Day Accra is coming your way with 14 speakers. First on our list, welcome to this edition. We are live, coming your way by YouTube. Please, if you're joining, kindly share this link with your friends and your network. This edition of World Speech Day Accra is featuring over 14 speakers who are here to share their messages with us. We all know that speeches change the world. And that is why World Speech Day gives the platform to enable individuals to come and share their word regarding annual thematic topics. This year, humanity is at a crossroads, and we are honored to have in our studios amazing ladies and gentlemen coming from around the world to come and share with us their thoughts and their impressions. Please continue to share and invite your friends. Before we start the session, I'm going to invite our speakers into the studio in order of how they're going to deliver their speeches. First to join me is Rashmi. That's a little bit about Rashmi. Welcome, Rashmi. You are joining us all the way from Malaysia. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Patricia. Great. I'm happy to join you here.
It is an honor to have you join us on World Speech Day. I can see we have Ohima on the line already, and she's wishing us a great day. Now, Rashmi, World Speech Day, Accra, Humanity at a Crossroads, our virtual encounters. We know you have something very insightful to share with us. Please take the stage.
Thank you so much, Patricia. Oh, I forgot to put on my watch. It's very expensive. Need to handle with care. this vase is also very expensive. Need to handle with care. Be careful. Handle these iPhones, this watch, this vase. Handle with care these expensive things. We always give excessive attention to the material goods rather than interpersonal relationships, heart to heart communication, love, peace, kindness, and always ready to judge another person within seconds. Actually, these are the things which need to be handled with care. This is the title of my today's speech. Handle with care. I still remember when I joined school as a science teacher in year 2012. Something happened which made me to handle not only these expensive things with care, but the emotions, the feelings of my near and dear ones with utmost care. There was a girl, 17-year-old girl, Neha, in my class. I was very new to school. I recently joined. But some teacher shared me about her that she was 17 years old. She never smiled. She daily comes late to the school and she didn't speak much. Never said anything, always remained quiet. And I also noticed the same in her character, in her behavior. I tried to speak up, I tried to connect with her, but couldn't succeed. For 3 weeks, she came to school late, and every time the class teacher punished her. She never responded anything, always remained quiet, and I noticed that few times she used to stand outside the class as a punishment. On the fourth week, that girl, Neha, didn't attend school. And all of us thought that she might be given on the schooling. However, that girl, Neha, reported again on the fifth week, and this time she came earlier than everybody. When the class teacher came to the class, she was get punished for not attending the school since few weeks, but class teacher was also kind enough to commend her for coming early that day, stating that the punishment had finally yielded some results. She is coming on the time. And just then, that girl asked teacher, could I say something? And class teacher gave her permission. She started. I have been raised by a single mother and have no brother. She was hospitalized. I hate because I had to prepare something every morning and pass by the hospital to deliver the same to her. Unfortunately, my mother passed away last week. They all performed the last ritual last Friday, and today I came early since I didn't have to prepare anything or even pass to the hospital, and now I am going to be coming to school at the right time. I will be always here early. As she sat down, no one in the classroom, including the teacher, was able to hold the tears. The class teacher was not spared either. She ran towards the teacher's room, and she was all the heavy tears in the eyes and shared the whole story with us, and we all were stunned. So quickly we create assumptions in our hearts. So quickly we jump to the conclusions. We started judging other people's and creating our own stories about them without knowing anything. what is going behind the scene. We are not able to handle that little girl, that heart and the feelings with care. 11th March 2020, World Health Organization declared that COVID-19 is a global pandemic. Almost 1 year before. And now people not only fighting with the COVID, they are fighting with the financial crisis, mental illness, and anxieties. And in some cases, most of the cases, the people are, it is leading to the neurological and the mental complications. This is the time we need to learn without judging anyone. We need to learn to handle the emotions, the feelings, the anxieties of each other around us with utmost care. But we, the humans, are always ready with the questions. When will you find a job? Why are you not getting married? Why are you not have kids? When will you buy a car? When will you build a house? So many questions without understanding the actual scenario. Is this the humanity? Do we ever attempt to understand their situation, or we just judge from the cases, scenarios? We don't assume, we know that others, which condition they are passing through. And actually, the life is far from that. That incident taught me never judge anyone. And we know the phrase, never judge a book by the cover. Be nice, be kind, compassionate, and considerate to always other, because you never know which battle and the war they are fighting alone. Handle with care. People who are hurting, yes, they are our people. If you meet someone, there are souls which doesn't align with your love, with your kindness. They are all already hurted, and it doesn't mean they will need to hurt more. They deserve that? No, they don't deserve that. Take some deep breath, realize that you are dealing with a hurt individual. The most wounded are the most in need of the love. They need your kindness. They need our kindness towards them. We need to be more compassionate, kind, send them love, forgive, and need to learn handle with care. That's how
Thank you. Thank you
we
very
can sustain
much.
the humanity. Thank you, Patricia. Handle
Thank
with
you
care.
so much. Thank you so much, Rashmi. Indeed, handle with care. You have taught us many lessons. We will move right ahead and invite our next speaker to come and share her inspirational message with us. It is a delight to have Joyce joining us. Joyce, you have the stage.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and it's such a delight. So, do you have fun? Are you positive? And how do you? A little bit of fun doesn't hurt anyone, right? It's been said that at the heart of everyone is positivity. And in this COVID period, in these times where our encounters are online, how are you bringing that to bear on humanity? It's simple. Try to look at the sun and the beauty it brings to you. Try to listen to the sound of your heartbeat in the morning. Try to listen to the blaring of the cars in the morning when you're going to work. Try to listen to all the goodness around you, and you will see that life is made up of everything positive. In these times where humanity is suffering, where we are all chasing our tails, where we are all looking for something to make us happy, It starts with you. Bring out the energy of positivity in everything that you do. Let humanity feel that you are here, or you made someone's life better because you are here. In the COVID period, it is not easy. People are going through a lot mentally, physically, and financially. But I bet you a positive smile, a positive note, a thank you note, a kindness note, a little gift, a little smile, and a little show of gratitude for someone who had brought you smile on your face will make the whole world a different place to be. And how can you do this? 1, connect authentically. Be yourself. If you feel like honestly laughing, laugh out loud and let the world hear the vibrations of your laughter. If you're proud of someone, let them know how proud you are of them. And be sympathetic. Listen to those who do not speak. Watch out for those who no more send you messages. Remember those who brought smiles onto your face some time back, but you no more hear about them. Call them, feel for them. Maybe send your personal emotions aside and listen to that voice that is not speaking. Do not listen for feedback, but listen as a human. It is a difficult time. Humans have been created for humans, and this is the time for us as humans to really connect to humans. Yes, technology is beautiful, but a positive note will bring so much connection to the world. Think about your life and the last time someone brought a smile onto your face. And think about how you can share that same smile with someone. Call it pay it forward and see the joy that it brings to you every morning. It is really the humanity in us that should be remembered and not the pandemic. When this pandemic is over, let us remember how humanity came together and really lived as God wanted us to live. It is time for the human in us to be positive. Bring out the positive energy in you and let humanity understand that the world is positive because you are positive. Thank you and live a positive life. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you so much, Joyce, for that speech. Indeed, check up on those who used to check up on you, whom you no longer hear from. That was indeed a very inspiring speech. Thank you so much. We will now welcome into the studio our next speaker. For our online viewers, thank you so much for joining World Speech Day Accra. And as already mentioned, we have a lineup of speakers, 14 speakers on 14th of March, to share their message so that together we can all appreciate what it takes when we apply our virtual encounters to connect with the rest of humanity. Brownstein Adachi is our next speaker, and I invite him to join us in the studio and to share his message with us. Brownstein, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM.
All right.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You have the stage.
Thank you. Good afternoon to our viewers and other people watching from other parts of the world. I am Adachi Brownstein, Youth and Community Development Advocate. As someone who have a vested interest in the development and redevelopment of communities, I think it is incumbent on me to take interest in the happenings of the world and how our actions and inactions affect human existence. Today, We are living in a world where acute poverty and destitution coexist with extreme wealth. We are living in a world where 1 in 8 amongst us live in extreme poverty, and 2 in 5 lack access to adequate sanitation. We are living in a world where the rate of maternal mortality and child mortality are unacceptably high, and millions of our children are out of school. We are again living in a world where many women and our girls are still deprived of equal opportunities. We live in a world where the survival of our planet's biodiversity is at a great rate. We are also seeing heightened tensions and humanitarian crisis, violence, interlinked, multiplying conflicts. So you see that humanity is at a crossroad. And whether this will be our final century ever or a disastrous one is dependent on the actions we take today, tomorrow, and the days ahead of us. Though these challenges seem to have drawn everyone back, we still have some opportunities and some chances to chalk unparalleled heights in terms of overcoming global poverty, reducing the adverse effect of climate change, and then also eradicating poverty and mastering some of the challenges that we live with. Today, I want to tell you that the little you will be able to contribute to these solutions will go a long way to create a sustainable economy and a sustainable development for all of us. The decisions and level of actions you take will have a profound consequences for good or ill for all of us. There is a need on us as individuals, as citizens of the world, to contribute our penny to these problems, or to solving these problems that we have. What is your penny? What is your penny? Is your penny an idea that will curb food insecurity in your community? If that is it, then contribute it now and not later. If your penny is that first aid skills that you have that can help to save lives and then take people out of their challenges, then give it. Because it is imperative that we come together and solve some of the biggest problems we have in the world. This is not a problem for the world leaders or leaders in government to solve. This is not a problem for the most super powerful nations to solve, but it's a problem that we all will have to contribute to in our little ways, in our little corners. If your penny is contributing to child health and education, contribute it and then help save our children. If it is your ability to educate your local community on the need for gender equality, then kindly contribute that penny. We all have a part to play, and it is necessary that we take action when and where we can. It is up to us, the individuals and the citizens of the world, to choose whether we want to save the world or to watch it go into extinction. When it comes to the issues of poor education, what role can you play? What penny can you contribute? Because at this crossroads, if we would have to make decisions, then all of us will have to come together and make these decisions to save the world. There are a lot of people who do not care about the climate changes and are not ready to take climatic actions or climate actions to solve this. There are a lot of people who do not care about how what happens to the world or what happens to the next generation or next group of people that will live on this land. Some people came and actually won this race for us to survive. So this moment, it is all of us are effort. As much as the challenges are inclusive, so must the solution also be inclusive. Let us all join our hands together as we did during this COVID era. We all came together to defeat this COVID-19. Most of us played our little roles by adhering stringently to the protocols. Most of us played roles by educating people. Let us again come together, hold hands, and contribute effectively to some of the solutions of the world's biggest problem. Let no one be left behind. Let us, in one accord, win this race. Thank you. Have a nice day and enjoy this year's World Speech Day.
Thank you so much, Adachi Brown, saying for that inspirational message. Let no one be left behind. Do we have Patience online now? For our viewers, thank you for joining. Kindly continue to share the link to invite someone. We have a lineup of speakers marking our celebration today, and we will be coming your way with our next speaker. Do we have Patience ready? Right. Do we have Mark? We would go over to F4. Our next speaker is F4 Koku Mauto. Good afternoon, F4. It is a delight to have you join us on this edition of World Speech Day Accra.
Thank you very much, Patience. I am excited to be part of the World Speech Day 2021 and to be speaking from Accra, the capital of Ghana. I hope that the audience will enjoy our speech today.
All right, you have the stage.
Right. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, God got up. He looked onto the earth. He found a problem. And God said, let us make you in our own image to go down there and solve that problem. And so God created you, customized you specially to come to the earth and solve a specific problem. That is your purpose. That is the reason why you are here on this earth. That is the very essence of your life. And it is pertinent on you to find this purpose and to live it despite the pandemic. That is what I want to talk about today. Living your purpose despite the pandemic. Here is the truth. There are going to be many pandemics in our lives. There could be a world pandemic like the coronavirus pandemic, but there could be particular pandemics that have to do with only you, or only your family, or only your school, or only your country. But at the end of the day, it takes your purpose to give you a sense of willingness to live and continue living. And that is why it is important that you find the purpose for which God created you. The truth of the matter is this: if you do not find your purpose and live it, the reason why God created you, the problem that you were supposed to come and solve, it will go unsolved, and another person would have to come and solve that problem. This is why it is important. So, how do you find your purpose? How do you know the essence of your life on earth? Two ways. First, think about that particular thing that excites you, that makes you the happiest person in the world. That thing that when you want to do or you're about to do, there is a sense of fulfillment that fills your soul. That is an indication of what your purpose could be. Or think about that one particular thing that everybody says you are good at, and everybody keeps encouraging you to do it. It may not make you happy, but you find people consistently insisting that you do that thing. That could be an indication of your purpose. Another way to find your purpose is to look at the 4 major things that God has customized you with before he let you come onto this earth. He gave you a talent. He gave you people. He gave you an opportunities, and he gave you challenges. And when you look at your challenges, your opportunities, the people around you, and your talent, you are easily able to find that there is a line that connects all the dots, and that can lead you to your purpose. Now, when you find your purpose, you have to understand that you need to also discover what your talent is. Look at the people around you and analyze them. The people may not always be good to you, but they are always there to help you achieve your purpose. The people may not always do things the way you want them to do, but they will always be a lesson for you to learn, something for you to pick up, so that you can easily achieve your purpose. When you look at your talent, you can ask yourself, what is your talent? Your talent is that one thing that you do the most with the least amount of effort. When you find your talent and you look at the people around you and you find out those who can support you, and you weather the storms of life in terms of the challenges, and you take advantage of the opportunities in your life, I bet you, pandemic or no pandemic, you will enjoy your life, because there's a sense of purpose with which you live your life. And that is a message I want to leave with you today. As you go out there on your daily activities, do well to find your purpose. And don't only find it, live it, because that is the way to be happy in this life and to bring happiness to everybody else. Happy World Speech Day from here in Ghana, and from me, Efo Koku Maudi.
Wow. As you go about your daily duties, find your purpose. And after you have found it, live it. Thank you so much, Afo, for sharing that with us. It is now time to invite into the studio our next speaker. And I would give the opportunity for Richard to join us in the studio. Here is a bit about Richard. He is Ogula Ni Norte, in line with his desire to promote our culture. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon,
Ogula
Patricia.
Ni Norte Eduma. I got the name right this time. Thank you
Yeah,
so
you
much.
did. You tried. Thank you
Thank
for
you
having me.
for being part of this edition, and I will give you the floor. You have the stage to share your message with the world.
All right, thank you, Patricia. I would actually like to start by asking a question. What do you do when your major flagship project suddenly grinds to a halt due to a global health crisis? Do you wait? Do you fold up? Or do you innovate to make impact? Ladies and gentlemen gathered on this virtual platform, I say Atu and Akwaba to you all. It is my singular honor to share our Hoja Africa story in the context of the theme Humanity at a Crossroads. This month, I believe, marked exactly 1 year since our world experienced the global lockdown, a situation that dealt a heavy blow to all of us, including my organization's flagship project that seeks to explore Africa and create cultural exchanges among the African youth. Nevertheless, through adversity, we found resilience and adaptability by digging into our resources to roll out an innovative initiative we called the Hoja Virtual Volunteerism. With an insignificant amount of $100, and against all odds, we managed to convey over 100 young people as volunteers across 10 African countries for a period of 3 months to conduct research into tourism, educate them on design thinking, the African Continental Free Trade Area, and engineer ways to collaborate on cross-country projects. Out of this virtual experience with working with other African nationals, I realized that what we need the most is interconnectedness and working together as a united front. This lesson underscores the concept of Ubuntu that means I am because you are. It speaks to the fact that we are connected and that we can only grow and progress through the growth and the progression of others. Through our group presentations and webinars, we tap into each other's knowledge and strength to maximize our thinking and our perspective, but most especially to stay mentally sane regardless of the COVID-19 pandemic. Though we are a continent of 1.1 billion people spread across 50 countries and thousands of languages and cultures, we learn some striking similarities. Talk about our food pattern. Did you know that Ghana and Sierra Leone have similar food patterns? Talk about our respect for authority and the sense of community that is enshrined in every social fabric of the African society. Far too frequently, we think ourselves of just individuals, but the reality is we are connected, and what we do affects the world. It reminds us that no man is an island, and whatever you do, whether good or bad, affects people around you. And this reminds us to think carefully about our choices, since it affects everyone around us. Humanity indeed is at the crossroad, and one way to navigate this maze we find ourselves in is to live and breathe the values of Ubuntu. We must each embody the values of dignity, compassion, and mutual care for all. Embracing our common humanity does not mean that we have to abandon our unique ethnic, national, and religious identities. I believe we can be proud of our heritage without denigrating others. If we abide by the concept of Ubuntu, I see a new world emerge today. As the CEO and founder of Hoja Africa, I believe humanity is at the core of our movement to break barriers, create opportunities, and encourage cultural exchange. I believe in a vision of equality and justice on the premise that all people are created equally and endowed by our Creator with certain universal rights. And I also believe that a world governed by such principles is possible, and it can achieve more peace and more cooperation in the pursuit of a common good. Young people listening, my message to you is simple. Be good, keep believing, keep fighting, keep building, keep your voices, keep raising your voices, keep collaborating, and keep creating. We as a generation have the opportunity to change how Africa works, thrives, and moves forward. Now is a good time to be fired up. I extend a hand of invitation to you all to join Hoja Africa as we embark on our Explore Africa Travel and Exchange project this year, amongst other amazing initiatives, to dig into our strengths and to collaborate on projects to educate each other. The time has come, and against all odds, we will thrive and humanity will survive and find its way home from the crossroads. Nyaiwaladon, Asante Sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Owula Ni Notai Edumwa. Thank you so much for being part of World Speech Day Accra. We are delighted to welcome into the studio another amazing speaker, Patience Ejari. For those who are in Accra, you know we have been faced with a little bit of challenge earlier this afternoon. So we are going to give room for those who need to quickly connect so that they can share their message. Welcome, Patience.
Thank you, Patricia.
It is a delight. All right, you need to adjust. Yes, great. I hope you have adjusted your set. Are you ready?
Yes, thank you. And a very warm good afternoon to our cherished viewers and listeners out there. I am Patience Ejari. Now that I have your attention, I have two questions. How many of us are ready to learn to go beyond hope? I am. How many of us are ready to learn to go beyond fear? Again, I am. So now that I have your attention, I'd like to share a bit of my story. I'm the oldest of 7 siblings. My parents separated at an early stage. I was raised by a single mother. Growing up, I used to see people on the streets, some half-dressed and barely kempt. I wondered who cared for them. I kept asking questions. Little did I know that was my motivation and calling to become a registered mental health nurse. I had a big break before going to the tertiary school. There was no money. A friend and her husband paid for my tuition to enter the tertiary college. I was in a marriage in which I was psychologically and emotionally abused. I successfully removed myself and my 2 lovely daughters from this marriage. Today, I am a registered senior nursing officer, mental health, working in Ghana's premier psychiatric facility with over 11 years of practitioner experience as a clinician. With certification from the Copeland Center for Wellness and Recovery, USA. An emotional CPR practitioner with certification from the National Empowerment Center in the USA. I received a scholarship and traveled through 6 states in United States of America, learning evidence-based practices so that I can stay and be well to help organizations and individuals to go beyond hope and fear. I led a delegation to bring the Wellness Recovery Action Plan program from Ghana to 2 states in Nigeria. Recently in 2020, December 2020, I received the Dr. Crosby Mokia Award for Selfless Humanitarian Services in Mental Health. So today I get to be with you in a few moments. I'd like to share 3 steps in realigning to your identity and staying true to your purpose. First of all, ask for what you need. People will not understand us and read our mind. If we need to, in order to realign with our true identity and stay
I believe due to network challenges, we lost our current speaker, but if she's able to rejoin us, we will definitely give her an opportunity to wrap up. This is World Speech Day Accra, our virtual encounters, and it is important that we are able to appreciate and inspire ourselves and each other through the messages that are coming in. Our next speaker, we have Mark Yao Ado. For our viewers, this is a little bit about Mark Yao Ado as he prepares to join us in the studio for our session today. Good afternoon, Mark. Are you ready with your delivery?
Yes, good afternoon, I am.
Wonderful. Welcome to this edition of World Speech Day Accra. It is a pleasure to have you with us. You have the stage.
Yes, and thank you very much. And it's really exciting to join everyone from Accra, Ghana, in celebrating the World Speakers Day. And as rightly introduced by Patricia, I'm Mark Yawado, and joining in the global speakers from Accra. So it's really an exciting day, worth celebrating for world speakers, and I must say, it's really serving as a point to re-energize us to keep on using our voices unexpectedly to make the impact that we can do in our own little or maximum ways. Because I do believe that once we have a stronger voice, once we keep on putting in our best efforts in using the right choice of words, in fighting for the right choice of things to, we're able to cause a maximum change in society and helping to make the world a better place. Hello, Patricia.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. So please go ahead with your presentation. You have about 3.5 more minutes to wrap up.
All right, so that's very fine. So, going out about this World Speakers Day, I do believe that we as individuals, regardless of wherever we find ourselves out in the country, we have to put in our best effort in shaping out our society, in adding up our voices to the challenges that we do find ourselves in. So we are at a point now where we need people who are vocal and vociferous enough to come out and push out to challenging issues that we find out in the society. So one of the things that I'm so much particular about is student leadership, and that has to do with youths coming out and not being so much afraid or scared about the society, scared about people around them, but being confident and willing to bring out and speak against issues that do go wrong against them. Should be very much confident in voicing out their grievances and strengthening out themselves to an extent that we will be a voice to reckon against the injustices and the corruption that goes on in our society. So I'm really assuring everyone else that you might be one voice in your own place, but just keep speaking. The fire will flame up another individual. Someone will get inspired by the voice that you're putting out, and the person will take up the inspiration and also continue to speak out on issues that are relevant to the youth of Ghana and the world at large. And I do believe that once we, the youths, come together to have one united voice, the individuals that our government and leaders would give us a listening ear to address the grievances and the plights, that full opportunity to assure everyone out there that regardless of whatever you're going through, don't keep mute. Speak out. Be vocal. Fear not. Don't be intimidated by whosoever it is that is around you, trying to push you down into a little corner and let you feel small or intimidated. Voice out and make sure that you speak to the right individuals to give you the strength and also be able to guide you mentally, psychologically, and physically to arm you with the right choice of words so that you'll be able to fight against whatsoever thing that is going wrong against you and others around you. So don't feel too little with your voice. The voice is a powerful tool. Words are powerful, they do not die. And I always say that words are spiritual. And so whatsoever word that you are speaking out, it should be a word of positive energy, a word that should be able to bring life into the lives of individuals, a word that should be able to put people on their right toes, and a word that should be able to give hope to the hopeless, so that they will know that the world is a nice place, and together, once we unite ourselves, in speaking out our voice unexpectedly at points where we are not really expected to do so. I do believe that will go a long way to help make the world a better place for us all.
Thank you so much, Mark, for your inspiring message to the youth and those who are looking up to leaders, letting your voice be heard when it matters. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of World Speech Day. Next, we have Victor Akoli to share his message with us. I would invite Victor to come into the studio. Good afternoon, Victor. I hope
Good afternoon.
To share.
Always ready, yeah.
It is great to have you join us on this edition of World Speech Day Accra. Please, let's hear your message. You have the floor.
All right. Thank you so much, and good afternoon to our cherished viewers across the globe. As today marks a special day.
Yes, you can adjust your camera a bit so we can see your head. Okay, that's great.
Okay. Yes, so thanks for the opportunity for making me also add my voice. My name is Victor Akoli, an ITI expert. Okay, so I've been trying so hard to put a name on the thing I fear so much, and that is tomorrow. Tomorrow is wrapped in the pains and the joy we hallucinate. The approach and other we encounter, the unknown is a replication of our existence. My name is Akoli Victor, and I'm speaking on digital skills as a necessity. The world is currently at a crossroad where we need to make decisions that will create a sustainable development for humanity. And putting together our resources, digital skills happens to be a necessity and not a goal. As a personnel in the IT department, digital skills happens to be a necessity for all the youth, and not limiting it to the youth, but also the aged. One will be wondering what digitization means and the impact it will have on us as humans and on our businesses. So let's say basically digitization is the use of digital technologies and digitized data to impact work and how it gets done, transform how our customers and companies engage and interact, and create new digital revenue streams. I would like to cite some few examples, and it integrates confidential records and files into a digitized form. It improves and facilitates a better information exchange. So fast forward to our era right now, where we are at a crossroad. Doing business has upgraded, and it has not been a new model that we have been using. This is a model that has been existing for some time, as Lydia Powell of the Observers Research Foundation in New Delhi points out. So the question that needs to be asked is whether a new model is needed. But why the model that have been proposed are failing, those are the margin that we are supposed to impact currently to grow our model. Digital skills allow business to build customers' relationship. Customers have more time to spend with their on the internet. It is vital to employees also to have the right skills and iniquity to ensure the online customers experience. I've been in the business for some time now, and running online business has really helped me. And let me bring what it has. The impact. I'm having some few internet hitches over here. So with the pandemic that we are facing right now across the globe, we have been hit with this coronavirus, and it has affected the nation as a whole, and Ghana has never been left out. Doing business and going out has been a problem for some time now, and I believe if we are able to go much into our digitized system, it will help us and improve on our business and other way of life. But are we ready to change our style of life, or we are ready to move to a new model. If you are ready to change our lifestyle, then I think we are ready to go. Because like I always say, if only we could take life as a gift, humanity will mean a lot to us.
Indeed, we need to build our capacity and ubiquity to make use of the internet platform. And having such technical challenges when it comes to the use of the internet is something we would all have to live by. Humanity is at a crossroads, and we're looking up to those that will enhance our technical space, the technological space, especially when it comes to interfacing with the internet. Now we will move right on to our next speaker, Clement Asante Boaben, if he is ready. And this is a little bit about Clement. For those who are watching us online, please do remember to share our handle to invite your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more insightful speeches and messages. I see Clement. Thank you so much for being part of the World Speech Day Accra 2021 edition.
Thank you so much, Patricia. Please, am I audible?
You are very audible, and I would let you have the stage now.
Food is our common ground, a universal experience. James Beard. Who wouldn't be happy to enjoy 3 square meals every day, breakfast, lunch, and supper, and crown it with a sweet dessert, an ice cream or a chocolate cookie, and make it 4 square meal? Unfortunately, this is not the daily reality of most people on the world. The right to food, a natural privilege, and a biological requirement for our human and physical survival, is still evading some humans in the world. Virginia Woolf once said, "One cannot think well, one cannot love well, one cannot sleep well if one has not dined well." And I remember the closest I came with hunger was my days at the university, where I was a student loan dependent. And in my second year, payment delayed, and I had to write my end of semester exams on an empty stomach. And they say experience is the best teacher. Writing exams on an empty stomach, how will you be able to think and put your thoughts together to read the questions and answer appropriately? How I managed to pass my exams is a mystery, which I don't even understand. Like the documentary I watched, a struggling mother with 2 children in the slums somewhere, facing their last meal to eat and face their death penalty the next day. Such a mother is at a crossroad. Will she save herself or save her children? Do you know the number of people who go to bed each day on an empty stomach? I'm asking you. And even how well would they be able to enjoy their sleep? Globally, about 8.9% of the world population, 690 million people, 1 in 9 persons go to bed each day on an empty stomach, according to United Nations food agencies. The UNDP Sustainable Development Goal go to cause for zero hunger by the year 2030. Unfortunately, this goal is unlikely to be met because of the recent spikes in world hunger, and even not considering the great pandemic that we are facing now, COVID-19. This hunger virus, which I have termed it, kills around 9 million people each year, according to International Relief Agency Mercy Corps. This death toll is more than HIV, malaria, tuberculosis combined. Every day, 25,000 people, including more than 10,000 children, die from hunger. Sadly, these children do not live to celebrate their 5th birthday. As the clock ticks, tick, tack, tick, a child dies from hunger every 3 seconds. Yes, every 3 seconds. Humanity is at crossroads. Are we so concerned about ecological disasters or fascinated by the insurgence of technology, artificial intelligence? The robots are coming, and they've been coming to take some jobs of humanity. Or we are worried about our future children and those dying from hunger in the world. We cannot toe this line forever. We cannot solve our peculiar problems alone. We cannot live alone. We all need each other to say, let's stop world hunger. This opportunity given me, I call on all governments, corporate leaders and bodies, citizens, business owners, let's all come on board to contribute to fight world hunger. Madam Teresa said, if you can't feed 100 people, then just feed one. Out of the 1 in 9 persons that go to sleep on an empty stomach, we see them on our streets begging for food. We know where they live, in the slums, in our communities, in our churches. We can offer them food. Be the change you want to see in the world. Share a meal to save a life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In fact, I wanted to capture what you just posted. So if you can share that again, Clement, with us, share a meal. And that is an amazing call to action. Thank you so much. We can all be the change that we want to see in the world. If you are indeed touched by the plight of those who do not have even 1 or 2 out of the 3 square meals a day, Clement is challenging us to share a meal. Let's all do what we can do with what we have to help end world hunger. Thank you so much. Now we are preparing to listen to our next speaker in the person of Jessica Owu. In the person of Jessica Owu, yes, and I'm going to invite her into the stream to join me in the studio. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you, Patricia.
It is great to have you in the studio and a pleasure that you're joining World Speech Day, Accra 2021. Yes, I see one of our audience online. Yes, Joyce, share a meal indeed. Share a meal indeed. Jessica, we are waiting for your message. You have the floor.
Thank you, Patricia. Today it's a very important day for me because I want to share an important message with the world and everyone listening to us. At the moment, the past year has been difficult or tough for all of us, and there's a number of a section of the population around the world that seem to have been forgotten, and we do not really pay much attention to them. It's young girls living around, as people call them, maid servants or domestic servants around the world. They are people that we have forgotten. We do not really pay much attention to them because they are used to support the home across the world, and no one really cares about their mental needs and their needs as women growing up. And all these young girls who grow up and become mothers, some who grow up to become mothers. The impact of everything happening around has been categorized for a particular people, where these groups do not really have much to say to express what they go through on a daily basis. Their work is to make sure that everyone around the home is catered for and things are done right. But we forget that they are also human. Growing up, I did not live with my parents. I have to live with one family or the other till I grew up to this stage. And on that note, I will on that note, I'm going to the title of my speech is Rise from the Ashes. I name it Rise from the Ashes because living with people and not your biological parents have a lot of impact on you as an individual or a young person growing up. This came a long way to have a mental challenge on. I had my own mental experiences and not thinking that whatever I had gone through as a child is what had brought me to that stage. But along the line, I deemed myself as a very tough person and a very strong person to have gone through all that I went through and giving off my best to people I lived with and not thinking about what it will, the adverse effect it will have on me. Along the line, I realized that it affected my education in a way that I wasn't a dumb student, but how to have the self-confidence, how to have priorities as a growing child, I didn't, because I was always made to understand that you are not the best. Nothing good can come out of you. But when you decide as an individual that at a point in your life, despite everything you've gone through, you want to make something good out of your life, I think it's an important aspect that we neglect to support each or everyone who has gone through something and come to that understanding that they would want to make something meaningful for themselves. Luckily for me, I had the support from an uncle who saw the best in me and decided to give me a shot. With the care, love, and tenderness he gave me, today I am where I am as a young woman and impacting lives, touching young girls, women, grown women, men, and so many people across the globe. Today, I'm here to tell everyone that despite everything you go through, do not give up. Don't relent. Never see yourself as Never see yourself inferior. Always make sure that there's something good out there for everyone, only if you put your mind to it. Do not see yourself inferior. Put your mind to everything you want to be. And the road is so wide for everyone to travel on. Thank you.
Indeed, the road is so wide for everyone to travel on. Do not see yourself as inferior. We are so grateful, Jessica, for sharing a bit of you with the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will now move on to our next speaker, who is joining us in the studio. Constance, for our viewers, a little bit about Constance, as are invited to join us in the stream so she can be in the studio. All right. Constance, are you ready to unmute your mic? You are in the studio and we can't wait to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Patricia, for letting me in. I move on straight into my speech.
Are you able to adjust your audio settings a bit? It's a bit far away from my end.
Can you hear me now?
I can. So you need to project more so that we can all hear you clearly. Thank you so much. We are ready to hear from you. You have the stage.
All right, thank you once again. You cannot predict the outcome of human development. All you can do is, like a farmer, create conditions under which it will begin to flourish, as quoted by Sir Ken Robinson. Distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, it is a real pleasure on my side to be with you all this moment. Indeed, humanity is now standing at a crossroads. COVID-19 has threatened our health, isolated us from family and friends, put a strain on jobs. Obviously, these challenges are felt globally. If you have ever felt anxious, distressed, or worried during this COVID period, you are not alone. The COVID-19 pandemic is unleashing a human development crisis. The current global crisis has not only highlighted glaring disparities between people's enjoyment of their human rights, but it also represents an opportunity for change and improvement in order to recover better. A new wave of innovation is brewing in recent times. Evidence of new thinking has also been seen in submissions from states regarding good practices in addressing the ramifications of the pandemic for human rights. We cannot envision a future that does not use digital technologies in deeper ways. Entire ways of work have shifted online. Technology is now the new of new normal. This is an inflection point in history, a true crossroads moment. These changes to society, especially regarding technology, could blossom in multiple directions. Virtual encounters can promote and increase the quality of life and standard of people around the globe, facilitating access to public service, good education, and better and new jobs, and as well diminishing barriers, reducing inequalities, and promoting peace. What should be our concern now is doing nothing. That is, living decisions that can impact our life for others to take. Society should be active in debate, regulation, and governance of technology. However, This will only be possible if we, as global citizens, have clear understanding about the perils of the digital world. We cannot leave it to technology companies to regulate themselves and consequently our lives. We already have had a small glimpse of self-regulation in our society. Violations of human rights principles are already taking place due to the misuse of technology. If we do nothing, we will only amplify the world's status quo, which, by the way, is far beyond being far. My name is Ohinewa Constance Ankoma, founding executive director, Erudite Women's Empowerment Foundation, Ghana. Thank you very much for your audience.
Thank you so much, Ohidewa, and thank you for the amazing work you are doing serving communities. Thank you for being part of World Speech Day. We look forward to having you in the Paris Horizon chat room series later this month. We have our next speaker ready to join us in the person of Wilson Sampson. And this is a little bit about him as we prepare to let him join us. A very good afternoon to you, Wilson. Can you turn on your mic? And also, yes, I can see you now. We are ready for you. You have the stage. Yes, I can.
Hello, everyone. Great afternoon to you. I'm sure you're having a great time listening to the array of speakers that have spoken so far. Now, Humanity is at Crossroads, our virtual encounter. I would like to say a big thank you to everyone who has participated so far, and I would like to say a big thank you to the organizers of the World Speech Day. I would like you to celebrate yourself wherever you are by giving yourself a thumbs up. Wow, humanity is at crossroads, but we are marching forward. And so I was speaking on the need to stop being normal. Now, have anybody ever told you, are you normal? And you ever felt insulted? No, they're actually challenging the greatness inside of you. At a time when the world is experiencing a global pandemic, we need abnormal people who are able to change the course of history by coming up with a solution that will really redefine the way things ought to be. I'll tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was working in an organization, and I was, as a manager, I had to lead a set of people. Now, while leading them, I had a challenge working in the environment because the environment was actually toxic. So no matter what I did, I wasn't appreciated. And guess what? I was fired. You might be wondering, why were you fired? Now, rather than allow the situation of being fired from job where I was working, I allowed that situation to fire me up. In the course of trying to fire up, somebody reached out to me who was battling with depression. I don't know if you've lost your job, if you're going through a financial crisis, if you're going through a divorce, or you're going through a health challenge. I want you to know that there is hope for tomorrow. And that is why I'm challenging you, stop being normal. And so I reached out to when the person reached out to me, I tried to encourage her. I tried to help her to come out of the suicidal thoughts. Remember, I was depressed because I was fired. But now I did not allow the situation to put me on the background. Rather, it fired me up. Now, these were the steps that I took. And I will encourage you to take the same thing. Number one, face forward. No matter what you are challenged with, always know that there is always a brighter side, if only you can perceive that to be. Stop being normal. That is the message I have for you. Now, the second thing is, now that you have been able to face forward, you need to embrace change. Rather than allow the situation you are experiencing, rather than complaining like every other person will do, Start thinking of what else can I do. Start thinking of the way forward, the way out. Start thinking of the possible solution out of it. I always tell people there is always a way out and there's always a way forward. Now, that is only when you embrace change. Now that you have embraced change, you need to learn something new. You need to learn something different out of the situation. In every mess, there is a message. It depends on your perception. Now that you've been able to embrace change and you have learned something new, you need to keep at it. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is a matter of ability to keep at it. Now, in keeping at it, you develop the audacity and the confidence to be able to withstand any challenge that comes your way. Now, when you are able to face any challenge that comes your way, it helps you to redefine yourself. As you redefine yourself, you discover that what used to make you discouraged fires you up, and you keep telling yourself, I am made for more. Now, in the pandemic such as this, where people are thinking of where is the next meal coming from, what next can I do? I would like to challenge you wherever you are, if you are listening to me. It's time to stop being normal. You have to keep moving forward. The only way out is the only way forward, and that is you have to press on. Now, as you press on and you've redefined yourself, you know that you have gotten the arsenals ready. You know you need to challenge your limits rather than allow your challenges to limit you. Now, this is something that a lot of people will be struggling with. Said, how possible is this? I have lost my job. I've lost my source of livelihood. There is more inside of you than whatever was taken out of you. So what you need to do at such a time as this, where humanity is at crossroads, is how can I come up with something? Imagine we are listening here because of the virtual opportunity that technology afforded us. Imagine if pandemic caught up with technology. Nobody will be able to hear our voice. At such a time as this, when the world is going through a difficult time, and as we ease out of the pandemic, this is my message to you. It's time to adopt. It's time to adapt. And it's time to evolve. The question is, are you still normal? Are you still normal? Stop being normal. Thank you.
That was amazing. Well said. If you don't mind, show us your flyer again. I would love to capture that.
Stop being normal.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Indeed, the world, when you are given lemons, you are asked to make lemonade. And that is exactly what our speaker has shared with us. It is time for us to stop being normal, to stop doing the usual things. Because if we continue to do things the same old way, then we must not expect to have different results. We move on right ahead to our next speaker, His Royal Highness Prince Duke Edujemfi, who is going to join us. For our audience, this is a little bit about His Royal Highness. As I welcome him to join me in the studio, he is joining us all the way from the United States of America, and I know it is wee hours of the morning. So good morning to you, His Royal Highness.
Good morning, Patricia. Welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You are doing amazing things with Future Africa Foundation.
Thank you.
It is an honor to have you be part for the second time in World Speech Day. You were part of our maiden session that was held at the KIPTC, and it is an honor to have you with us during this virtual encounters. Please, you have the stage.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and great job for all the speakers who are speaking so far. There's great impacts happening, and if we are able to use our voice through this virtual experience to impact humanity. I'm going to speak today on poverty and leadership. and humanity, and how you bridge all the three together. Um, for most people right now, there is almost about 800 million poor people around the world who are already struggling, right? Before even COVID happened. And now COVID has now exacerbated the issue of poverty, the issue of hunger, the issue of equality and equity and all the different things. It's great that the world is coming together to solve COVID. But I keep asking myself, as global leaders, we put up these issues of crisis around the world. But at what point are we going to come together and say poverty is a humanitarian issue? There are millions of people in dire poverty. And I spend a majority of my work, those who know me, trying to solve poverty in a very different platform. I do not believe in the old way of solving poverty with charity, but I believe that we can solve poverty through entrepreneurship, through mentorship, through business development, through financial education, financial empowerment, financial freedom. And as global leaders, what I want to share with you today is that each of us has a responsibility to help humanity. Each of us, as leaders, government officials, political officials, business leaders, social leaders, we have the ability to be able to touch the lives of people within our communities. It seems somehow the world goes through crisis every year, every day, but we keep forgetting the poor. We keep forgetting the vulnerable until it's a crisis that's close to us. I believe that the number one, the most important humanity impact, the most important aspect of what we need to do as leaders, besides everything else we're talking about, education, hunger, all these things, inequality, all the issues that we are dealing with. I strongly believe that if we find a way to reduce poverty, if we find a way as leaders, as business people, as politicians, as government officials, as business, as entrepreneurs, if we are able to impact society by helping to reduce poverty, a lot of the issues that we have will also reduce. What do I mean by that? Think about it. If somebody is poor, they are going to be hungry. If somebody is poor, a young lady is poor, and she's in a very abusive situation, because she don't have the financial empowerment to leave, she will stay there. When a child is hungry, they cannot learn. But if the child is not hungry because they are coming from a home that is not poor, they can learn, they can advance themselves. So, my message to you as global leaders, my message to the world on World Speech Day is that let our humanity speak. Let's not just talk about poverty. Let's not just talk about issues, but let's be impactful. Let's try as much as we can through our various platforms to help reduce poverty within our communities, within our own neighborhoods, within our own homes, within our friends and neighbors. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Your Highness, for joining our session today and helping us to understand it is not enough to talk about poverty and ending poverty, but we must take the necessary steps and actions that would ensure people are able to increase their financial capacity as well and build that capacity to increase their wealth. And I know you do so many things in that line, and I believe our audience will be following you and be part of your sessions. Thank you so much. Wishing you the very best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We now have joining us our speaker in the person of Patience, who lost connectivity a while ago. She is going to rehash what the message she was sharing with us so that she's able to land and conclude. So for those who missed her session, please let's welcome back into the studio Patience Ejari as she wraps up on her delivery. Patience, welcome back. Thank you for rejoining the session, and you have the stage now.
Thank you, Patricia. And once again, I wish to share with our lovely viewers out there that my message is in each one of us realigning with our true identity and staying focused on our purpose. And one way that we can do that is to believe in ourselves. Whatever dream and aspiration you have is valid. You are your best cheerleader. No matter what challenges you face, no matter what setbacks, no matter what limitations, always look at the bigger picture. In this period of unprecedented challenges and difficulties with the pandemic, I wish to encourage everyone, let us remain as positive as possible. Be optimistic. Remember, no one ever said life will be easy. Life and the challenges that we get to deal with can only make us stronger. For every challenge you face, know that there is a hidden blessing. And until we give ourselves permission to trust the process, whilst looking at the bigger picture and remaining as hopeful as possible, we will be able to achieve every goal we have set for ourselves and stay true to our purpose. As we continue to deal with this pandemic, I wish to invite everyone out there. Be positive, look out for each other, and remember, winning the battle in your mind is a weapon for life. When you are dealing with those intrusive negative thoughts, remind yourself that you are bigger than those intrusive feelings and negative thoughts. And with that sense of positivity, you'll be able to achieve anything you set for yourself and be whoever you want to be in the world. Happy World Speech Day 2021. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Patience, for wrapping it up for us. Indeed, we must continue to remain positive throughout the various stages of our lives. That is the only way we can carry on and continue to keep hope alive. Humanity is at a crossroads, and this session of World Speech Day has given us the opportunity to inspire, to empower, to inform, and to motivate someone out there not to give up on their dreams and their goals. We have the honor of getting Victor back into our studio to wrap his session up for us. For those who listen to Victor, you can attest that his message is a very vital one that we all need, and in fact are all trying to use to link our businesses and our organizations to the internet and the platforms available. So Victor, please, you have the stage to wrap up your session. Thank you so much for rejoining.
All right. Thank you, Patricia, once again. So a quick recap. Like I said, I believe this pandemic is a teacher, an eye-opener for us to be able to accept the new way of life. If students are able to adopt a new way of having lectures, business meetings, and all other summits hosted via the internet, offices are now digitizing and virtualization operation, easing themselves from gathering while adhering to all the protocols of the COVID-19. I say I agree to accept the digital skills to be able to fit and run our businesses. And also, as the world is interconnected, I think it is a better way for us to do business. If I can run my business right from my home, then you can also do same. A flashback to when I was in the university, I used to sell shoes. So I was called a shoe seller. So as a student of the IT, I decided to move my business from my house or from my hostel to the internet, making it more global for everyone around me to see and know the business I'm into. So I decided to create a website, go to WhatsApp, use Instagram, and also use Facebook to advertise my products and also do my selling over there. It might be a little bit difficult based on where we find ourselves, but we can't say because of our background or how we were brought up, this is not our way of life. If we can accept and change our cultural way of life and accept technology as it has come today, I think life will be much better for us as youth, where we will not be going out seeking for jobs or looking for employment. We always say you have the certificate, but there is no work out there. There is work there if you are able to create your own job, polish it a little bit, make it more lucrative. Let us take advantage of this COVID. We shouldn't see it as a threat to humanity, but also we should rather see it as an opportunity for us to accept how life is and where we are moving to. Like a brother rightfully said, in the near future, robots are going to take up the work that we used to do with our strength and all other heavy things that we used to lift. We are going to employ robots to do certain works. If you are not digitized, if you are not IT skilled, if you are not oriented, you might not be fit into our world anymore. This is not a call for only the youth, but also a call for the aged. It is time for us to accept technology and digitize ourselves and move to the next platform. It is the big thing. This is a model that has been practiced elsewhere, and if you are able to pick it up here, then I think the world will be a good place for us to coexist. Like I always said, if we could only take our time to view life as a gift, humanity will mean a lot to us. I'm Victor Akwali. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victor, for sharing your message with us. Indeed, there's so much that we can all learn and share and continue to impact our generation and the generations to come. Thank you once again to all of our speakers who joined this year's edition of World Speech Day. As always, I have been your host, Patricia Dzifa Mensah-Larkai. For those of you who are looking for an opportunity to share your inspiring messages, to help us all join hands in celebrating your big and small milestones, this is the place to be. This is the Persons Horizon chat room series, and here we give you the platform to share that message with the world. There is so much that we are all doing in our little corners, and if you can share that story, trust me, it will encourage someone out there who is at the brink of giving up to realize that someone else had been through a similar challenge, a similar hurdle, but then your nuggets that you share will give them an aha moment, would give them an eye opener, would give them insights so that they can pick up from where they are and continue to do more. Thank you once again for joining us. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel so that anytime we have an online session, you would receive the alerts and notifications. We won't take too much of your time. Thank you for sharing and for commenting. We appreciate all of you. Until next time, please do keep scaling higher heights. Please stay tuned. Listen to why the Perisous Horizon chatroom series has been bet and has come to stay. Thank you so much, Destiny Shapers with Sheila Noye. Thanks for joining. I do look forward to having you in our studio to learn more about what you do, because I am all about helping everyone discover their full potentials so they can live out their destinies to the fullest. For those of you who may be wondering what the chatroom series is about, please take a listen and know why we're here and how you can be part of my series.
Cherished viewers and those who may be listening to our podcast series, welcome to the Perisous Horizon chat room. Your host, distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Dzifa Mensah-Larkai, noted in her book entitled Fearless, Fabulous and Flamboyant, the importance of recognizing and celebrating our different milestones attained in our quest to realize our dreams in life. The journey into becoming the best version of yourself comes with struggles, challenges, and sometimes the feeling of giving up is so strong. Perisous Horizon is here to encourage and support you to never give up. You have it in you to do exceedingly, abundantly, and above all you could ever dream of or imagine. Stay connected right here. Let's listen to the experiences of others, learn lessons from them, be inspired to do more, and together, let's keep scaling higher heights. Do you have an inspirational, educational, or motivational story to share with us too? What's stopping you? Simply send an email to perisous.horizon@gmail.com. What is the Perisous Horizon chat room about? It's all about you. The Perisous Horizon chat room series, as stated by the initiator and host, distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Dzifa Mensah-Larkai, is a platform intentionally here to nurture a culture of celebrating each other's notable milestones. She believes we must not despise our humble beginnings. Instead, we must find a community of like-minded people to support each other, create effective collaborations, and celebrate our small or big success stories. This will encourage us to keep persevering towards our next horizon. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at DTM Patricia Dzifa Mensah-Larkai and like our Instagram and Facebook page at Perisous Horizon. Until next time, keep scaling higher heights.